to Season 1, Episode number 46 of Pro Wrestling's Top 50. I'm your host, Travis McNeil, and today we continue our countdown of the top 50 matches of 2020 as we officially enter the top 5 of our countdown with match number 5 on our list, which is the 60-minute Iron Man match between Fred Yehi and Jeremy Wyatt from the St. Louis Anarchy and Journey Pro Wrestling joint produced show 60 Minutes and Change, held back on the 27th of June. This match was a special event that both of these companies did, in which both competitors, Wyatt and Yehi, were able to choose a charity of their choice. The match aired for free on YouTube, with fans being able to donate to the causes of each wrestler to show their support. Jeremy Wyatt's charity was the Reviving Baseball for Inner Cities organization, whereas Freddie Yehi's was the One Heart Kansas City Mentoring Initiative. I will post links for both of these charities on my Twitter account if you choose to donate. Also, like I mentioned, this match was free. It is still available for free on YouTube. As you can see, it's number 5 on my list, so it is absolutely phenomenal and worth your time, and I will link the match as well on Twitter. This match, for quite a while I was compiling my list, held the number 1 spot. And there is a part of me that was disappointed to see it fall from that spot because it was so good. It flew under the radar so heavily when it happened. And both of these men are just absolutely phenomenal professional wrestlers. Fred Yehi is probably the most underrated professional wrestler in North America. And this match is so good. It needs more eyes on it. And I feel with it, if it would have kept that number 1 spot, I feel like that would have drawn that attention to it. Unfortunately, it wasn't the best match of 2020, but it is super damn good. And like I said, is well worth your time, especially because it's available for free. This match is one of the most nuanced matches that you will ever see. Both of these guys are just, professionals to the highest level. The 60-minute Iron Man match is a really, really tough sell. I'm not a huge fan of Iron Man matches by any means. I mentioned in the Pac and Kenny Omega, video for their 30-minute one that, it's not my favorite match type. I think it's really hard to pull off well. I think it serves better to a 30-minute one than a 60-minute one. These guys blew me away, though. This is by far the best 60-minute Iron Man match I have ever seen, and my hats go off to both of them. For being such a long match, it flies by. They utilize the time so well, and like I said, it's an absolutely magnificent ride of storytelling just through professional wrestling. And again, wrestling at its core is very, very simple. They don't do anything here to break the mold. They don't do anything, incredibly different. But what they do is they tell just such a fundamentally strong story through their actions that it's captivating and it hooks you for the entire 60-minute runtime. And you pick up on so many little things throughout the course of the match. The opening mat work is very, very even to start, and then Freddie Yehi starts to show his dominance. That creates frustration from Jeremy Wyatt. He doesn't break clean, and again, this is a match for charity, right? So you kind of feel like everything's going to be on the up and up. That causes Yehi to get frustrated, smack the hell out of him. And after selling that smack, Wyatt hits him back and Yehi just doesn't flinch. Shows how serious he is taking this, because how important this match is because of the cause that he has chosen. Again, just really great stuff. Something that I really liked about this match, you have a long time, right, to cover. So both of these guys, over the course of the match, they choose multiple body parts to work. And it leads into all of these wonderful little spots throughout where, Yehi works the arm of Jeremy Wyatt. And then after a while, he goes to the leg. But later on in the match, you kind of forget about the arm, but he sees an opportunity and he goes back to the arm, and it just creates all of these openings that these guys can use to, to win the match. And it's so well done, and it's so layered. And like I said, it's just really nuanced, mature, excellent pro wrestling. Less than 15 minutes in the match, Yehi gets the first fall. He gets a flash Koji clutch. Wyatt, because of the length of the match, immediately taps out, knowing that he has to preserve his energy. But now he's down 1 fall to none. Not a great way to start, especially with so much time left. After that happens, again, Yehi kind of, trying to be respectful. It's this charity match. He offers, Jeremy Wyatt the opportunity to take referee position from him. But instead Wyatt, lays the boots to him and beats down. And that's where this match starts to shift a little bit, from this, kind of, I don't want to say face versus face because, Wyatt is a heel, but, this respected, back and forth charity match to, a really solid face versus heel story as well. And like I said, just simple pro wrestling. There's a great spot where Jeremy Wyatt really organically chooses to go after Yehi's neck. He's targeting the knee at the start. He's going, for a Boston Crab, and Yehi's blocking it. So Wyatt hits a knee to the back of Yehi's neck while he has him in that Boston Crab position, and it just causes enough damage that Wyatt's able to be, like a shark to blood and just attack it and lay on it. He's still unable to kind of get that advantage, though, all things considered. He actually hurts his own knee at some point, and it just causes him to completely unravel, knowing that, he's potentially in for, a really long ride with this match. And he goes to the floor, he grabs a chair, and he just proceeds to decimate Yehi with it. He takes, another fall disadvantage, but the damage that he causes with the chair is enough to make it worthwhile. And again, very similar to what we saw in the Pac in Kenny Omega Iron Man match, right? They use that same sort of motif from it. After, using the chair, like I said, Wyatt's got this bad leg, so he decides to target Yehi's leg too, and he drops him knee first on a chair, to even them both hobbling. They did a really good, near fall off the count out with Yehi just making it in, at the count of 19. Wyatt gets locked back in the Koji clutch, but he's able to survive it, again, showing that he's fearful of that hold. He knows the damage it could cause, but he's already tapped to it once, and he can't let that happen again. He ends up getting out of that and just hits, an out of nowhere, like, flash pile driver, which is one of his signature moves. He calls it the coronation. And when he hits that, he almost seems surprised that he got that opportunity, and he's able to do a more traditional one, the second time to even the score 2-1. And from there, again, just attacking the neck. He's weakened it. He got the fall off the pile driver. He goes over and over and over again for a crippler crossface. They counter in and out of it so well. Both of these guys are so proficient with technical wrestling and counters. And he ends up, scoring a bunch of near falls off of various moves on the neck. He hits a lightning spiral and a bunch of other stuff. He's finally able to hit, a very John Moxley-esque, like, high angle double arm DDT to even it out 2-2. And then very quickly after that was able to lock in the crossface, the best time he was able to get it in this match up until that point, to cause Yehi to tap and to come on top of the 3-2, showing that the chair was worth the risk. And he was able to capitalize off of that. Again, just showing the desperation and showing, how much these guys want to win. During the rest period, Wyatt attacks Yehi and beats him down, right? Not respecting the referee or the rules of the contest, or his opponent for that matter. That causes Fred Yehi, very a calm, cool, collected, calculated performer to snap and take Yehi to the floor and start throwing him into guardrails and chairs and just beating the absolute tar out of him. It kind of, disintegrates a little bit into a wild brawl. Yehi starts bleeding from the eye. They get back in the ring, and Yehi just ties up every limb of Wyatt's possible into, some funky cradle pinning maneuver to even it back out at 3. And from there, they go into just such an excellent near fall sequence where they use all of the moves from earlier in different ways. So they counter out of the holds that they did earlier for near falls into their own, cradles and roll-ups and near falls. They do different ways to get into the moves that worked earlier. So for example, Wyatt hit an elbow drop, mid-match for a near fall, went for it again later in the match, and Yehi cut him off. So this time, rather than go up to the top for it, Wyatt springs off the ropes and do like a really quick turnaround elbow drop. And again, just really cool, unique, layered, nuanced, ways around this. And it's what makes this contest so rewarding to watch through, because you remember, those spots before, right? The callbacks that they do. And again, it's to so much of a higher level than what you see in a lot of independent wrestling. These guys are absolute pros. Yehi starts to get an advantage, so what does Wyatt do? He punches him in the eye, right? The bloody eye. He goes to it. He's shown that he's not, that he's willing to stoop to the dirtiest levels to try to get the win here. As they roll into the last couple of minutes, Yehi does a kip up, which is maybe my favorite point of the match. There's like maybe 5 minutes remaining, and he basically just shows like, yeah, we've been going 55, but I can go a whole lot longer. I've got all this energy, and he gets, a great series of near falls and big moves. He gets a cannonball and a brain buster, and then he goes for the brain buster again, and Wyatt counters it into an inside cradle, and then Yehi counters a backslide back into the brain buster, right? Just again, all of these fantastic counter maneuvers. And it leads into a finish where, Wyatt goes for, what brought him to the dance. He tries the pile driver again. Yehi ends up sitting down, very Wembley Stadium, Breton Bulldog from SummerSlam 92. He sits down and gets the fall to take himself, to bring himself ahead in the match there. To take the 4-3 lead. I had to look at my notes. I lost count of what the falls were. So he took the 4-3 lead, and then the last 30 seconds of the match is just him smartly lying on top of Wyatt to run out the clock. I loved this match unconditionally. It was so good, especially for being free. I don't know if this video will bring any more attention to it, but it really deserves your time and your money too, right? If you have the means to do so, flip a small donation to both of these guys' charities. I did that when the match first happened, and I'm sure everybody involved would appreciate it. So once again, this match is available for free on YouTube. I will link it over on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Wrestling50. Please subscribe to the channel here on YouTube and join me again tomorrow as we continue to count down Pro Wrestling's top.